Let's do the last part for today, which is how to convert any matrix A into the LDU uh, decomposition. So that you will see that will just turn out to be plus or minus product of the pivots. So in the previous slide, I just explained you how to find the pivots. Okay. So to find the pivots in a matrix, you look in every row, you look for the first non-zero value, and after finding the first non-zero value, all the components below that value need to be zero. Once you do that, then you will get your pivots. Okay, so these pivots will be very important for us. Okay, so I've given you the manner in which you can find the, or you can decompose any matrix A into its LDU composition. uh, we'll look at a problem and it will be much more clear rather than just doing this. So uh, So this is a slide which will be very useful for us. So any matrix A, you can decompose as L into U. Okay. So first step will be to decompose it into. First step will be to convert it into or decompose it into L and U. Okay. So you can see what L and U will mean. L will be a lower triangular matrix. That means its diagonals will all be 1, and all components above this diagonal will be 0, and the lower components will just be L21, L31, and L31. Okay, so this will be the structure of matrix A. So this will be the structure of A, and U will be nothing but row 1 of U, row 2 of U, and row 3 of U. And this product will be equal to original A. That means the original matrix A which is given to us. Okay. Next, from this, we take U, which is this matrix, and we can decompose it into D and U, where we can write this original matrix U as a diagonal matrix. For a diagonal matrix, you will have components D1, D2, Dn, and the factors of U can now be written as diagonals all 1. It will be a lower triangular matrix. All components will be 0. This component, second component, will be U12. That means whichever component was here originally divided by D1. This component will be whatever component was present in row 1, third column, divided by D1, and similarly we go ahead, right? So this triangular factorization can be written as A equal to LDU, where L and U, that means this L and this U, have ones on the diagonal, and D is a diagonal matrix of pivots. Okay, so it may happen that it may not be clear to you by using this nomenclature. So let's try to solve a problem. So is this visible to everybody?
Yes, sir.
So the matrix A is given to us as, I would actually suggest that you may take a paper and pencil and do with me. So if you do it once, it will be absolutely clear to you. So the matrix A is given to us as 2, -1, 0, -1, 2, -1, and 0, -1, 2. Okay. So we'll do the first part of the LDU decomposition. So I will go to the previous slide. You can see that the given matrix A must be first decomposed into L and U, right? Where L should be a lower triangular matrix, That means its diagonal must be 1, and all factors or all components above this diagonal should be 0, and rest of the factors will be as it is into u. So I need to first write a in the form of L and u, and the only information I have is about L. Okay, so let's do that. So we'll first do the first row. So what is the aim here? The aim here is to convert this matrix into an upper triangular matrix. That means it should have these diagonal values, and all values below this main diagonal should be 0. So the aim is to make this -1 as 0, and aim is to make this -1 as 0. We don't have to worry about this factor, it's already 0. Right? So the first step I do is R2.
Sir, sir, it can be anything, lower or upper triangular
No,
matrix.
if you see here, if you see here, okay, you see here, if you convert this, I'll come to your answer. Let me finish. It will be clear to you. Okay,
Yes, sir.
I'll come. So let's do the first operation. The first operation will be, I'm keeping row 2, that means this row, as this row plus half R1. So once I do that, we'll have row 2 which is -1 plus half R1, that means 1 by 2 into 2 which is 1, -1 plus 1 will make it 0, 2 plus half into -1 which will be minus half. So 2 minus 1 by 2 which will give me 3 by 2, -1 plus half into 0, so this will remain minus. So the first job is done, that this -1 we have been able to convert it into a 0. Now what is the problem that remains? The diagonals are here, diagonal elements. These two are 0. This needs to be converted into a 0. So I need to do some operation in row 3. So what I do here is, row 3, I convert it as row 3 plus some 2 by 3 row 2. Okay. So once I do that, 0 and 0, no effect. -1 plus 2 by 3 into 3 by 2, which will make it 1. So -1 plus 1 will make it 0. And 2 plus 2 by 3 into -1. So 2 minus 2 by 3. So that will make it 4 by 3. So now if you see, this matrix is in the form of an upper triangular matrix. Right? So it has diagonals here, and all the values below this main diagonal are zeros. Right? So what does this mean? This means that the matrix A, given matrix A, can be written as a factor of this upper triangular matrix into some other matrix. Okay, this means that the given matrix A can be written as some matrix into the upper triangular matrix. That means if I multiply the upper triangular matrix which I have got here with some other matrix here, I should get A. Does that make sense? Right? So if I multiply this triangular matrix, upper triangular matrix, into some other matrix, I should get A back. So the job that we have is to fill this matrix. Right? Now, how do I fill this matrix? I go back to this slide. I know that A can be written in the form of L into U. Okay, I have found U. I need to find L. I know the property of L. Property of L is it will have diagonals as 1. All components above this diagonal are 0, and rest of the factors. So let's go back. I need to fill this matrix. I know this matrix. Now I need to find this matrix. This matrix is L. And if I go back again, L should look like this. L should look like this. Ones on the diagonal, zeros on top, and rest of the factors. Therefore, I will write L as ones on the diagonal, all other components on top as 0. Okay. Now I need to fill this factor, and this factor. Is that clear what I'm trying to do here? Okay. So I've got this matrix U by doing this process. Okay. And I know that this matrix U, when multiplied by with some other matrix, must give me A back, the original matrix, right? And I also know the property of this question mark matrix. The property of this question mark matrix is that it must have ones on the diagonal, 0 on top of the diagonal, and the other three factors. So now the question is, how do I get these factors? These factors, these factors you can get from the operations that we have done on the rows. So the first operation that we did was, R2 equal to R2 plus half R1. Right? So this was an operation. This was an operation which was done on row 2. Right? So if I go back to this matrix again, I had done R2 equal to R2 plus half R1 on row 2. So I take that factor half. Okay, I take, because this will be R2 minus half R1. I place minus half as the first factor on row 2. Okay. Next, what other operation we have done? R3 equal to R3 plus 2 by 3 R2. So I can write this as R3 minus 2 by 3 R2. And this, the question is, where should I place this minus 2 by 3? If you see, the original matrix has 0 here. Therefore, obviously, minus 2 by 3 should only fit at this factor. Therefore, I take minus 2 by 3 and directly fit here. So now we have these two matrices, one which I got from the doing the row operations, and one which I have got knowing the structure of L. If I multiply these two matrices, I should get my original matrix. That means matrix A has now been decomposed in the form of two matrices, L into U. You can see the structure of L. It has ones on the diagonal and all components above this as 0 and rest of the components. And you can see the structure of U, which is diagonal elements and all the elements below this as 0. That means A, the original matrix, can be written in the form of two triangular matrices, one lower triangular matrix and the other upper triangular matrix. Okay. So what we have done till now is, we have decomposed A as L into U. However, we are not done. We need to go one step ahead. Now we need to take the matrix U. Okay. And once we take the matrix U, we need to convert it into or factorize it into D into U. Right? So therefore, this entire equation will become A equal to L D U. Okay. So now we take only this matrix U and we'll convert this into a diagonal matrix, which will have components D1, D2, Dn, and another matrix which will have ones on the diagonal, and the other components can be found as original component divided by D1, original component divided by D1, original component divided by D2. So let's see how we can do. Okay, so from these two matrices which we have found, now we'll take this matrix U. This is L, this is U. So we'll take U here. So we have written U as 2, 0, 2 minus 1, 0, 0, 3 by 2 minus 1, and 0, 0, 4 by 3. Now, we need to convert this into a diagonal matrix and another matrix. So the diagonal matrix is very simple. The diagonal matrix will only have the diagonals, right? So what we'll do is, the first matrix will be nothing but comprising of 2, 3 by 2, 4 by 3. So you have 2, 3 by 2, 4 by 3. Rest of the components will be 0. So this is your D matrix, diagonal matrix. And I need to find another matrix here, question mark, which I need to multiply D with. Right? But I know the structure of this matrix. What is the structure of this matrix? The structure of this matrix is it has ones on the diagonal. All other components below this diagonal are 0. The other components can be found as the original component which was present here divided by d1, the original component which was present here divided by d1, and so on. Right? So let's go back here. So I have written this U as a diagonal matrix, okay. And now I will try to multiply this with another matrix. Now that another matrix should be having ones on the diagonal and it should have zeros below that diagonal. This much I know, right? Now, how do I find the other three values? That means how do I find this value, and this value? That answer I get as here. Take the original component, divide by d1. So what is the original component here? The original component is -1. Okay. Divide that with what? Divide that by d1, which is 2. So this component becomes -1 by 2. What is the original component here? 0. Divide by d1, which is 2. Therefore, you will get 0. Now this factor, what is the original value? -1. Divide by 3 by 2. Therefore, this will become -2 by 3. That is this value. Right? Rest of the values I don't have to find because this is 1 and all zeros. So now I have converted matrix A into L U, and this U has been converted into D into U. So now I can have matrix A as this L, this D, and this U. And when I multiply all of them, I should get A. So that is exactly what we need to do when you need to decompose a matrix A into its LDU decomposition. So I hope this was clear. There is a question on this LDO decomposition in the model question. Okay. So I would suggest that you go ahead and just practice this problem. So for your practice, I have also given you another problem here, and the solution is also given. And there is a list of problems which I have given here, which you can go through, and how A has been converted into its factor LU first, and then how LU is converted again into LD and U. Okay. So as you can see in this slide, the idea is to convert A into LDU. So first you take A, convert it into LU, then you take LU, convert it into L, D, and that's your answer. Okay. So these problems, solutions I have given. This one problem I have solved, and I've given you the solution. So this I expect that you would do. Right? So for today we'll stop here, okay? And we'll take the next part of the determinants, that is the final part of determinants, which is cofactors and Kramer's rule tomorrow. Okay, so we would have finished you can say about 40% of module 5 by tomorrow. Okay, I will also be solving a few problems like today, okay, which I will be showing on the slide. Okay, and the lecture after tomorrow will move into eigenvectors and eigenvalues. Okay. There are more problems which can be solved, and I'll be putting that on the Google Classroom, so you can go through that. Okay. And at the end of this module, like the fourth module, I'll explain you the solutions to the questions which are there in the module question papers. For now, anyone, if you want for practice, you can go ahead and solve question number 9, which is based on determinants. I think you should be able to do that. Okay. So go through this and the problems which I have given, and a similar question is what is expected in the final exam. So we'll end here. Please practice this and come for tomorrow's lecture. Okay. So you can exit the meeting. Thank you.